next question is, because I read the whole book, it was just amazing. But because I've read quite a few young adult books, it's just amazing how different writers just seem to be able to, the characters seem to just get out of certain situations. And I'm sitting there thinking, do they outline this?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, for the one thing I've figured out looking at stuff online, the one thing I've seen is that there's no one way to do this. When I started writing, here's what I knew. I knew Marcia, I knew Charlie, I knew Shannon, I knew she falls in love, gets her heart broken. I knew she meets somebody around Christmas time. I knew something happened after that. That was pretty much it. Everything else I built on the way, right? Now, most people, the sane ones probably, will outline a lot more than that. But my outline starting off was very, very basic and very open and full of holes. So, the best analogy, there's two analogies, because I was trying to explain this to my wife. We did a jigsaw puzzle over Christmas. My wife wanted to do one because we had a lot of time. 1,000-piece, tiny little pieces and all that. And it was an old one someone gave us, so we're pretty sure pieces were missing. When you find a little piece, you go, oh, I know where that goes. Ooh, and you get so excited. Yes, boom, one piece, there we go, right? So if you've ever done a jigsaw puzzle, that's like the coolest feeling. That was constantly what I was going through with this book, except it would be like if you lost the box and you had no idea what the picture was supposed to look like. And half the pieces were missing, and some of them you would have to make, and you couldn't find them all at the same time. So you'd see something, a piece, oh, this little blue piece looks cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It might be sky, it might be water, I don't know. Williams is a good example, the character. So when I first started writing Mrs. Williams, here's what I knew. Somewhere early in the book, I'm going to set up that Marcia's goofy as heck by having her go into the counselor's office, but she's going to confuse counselors with counseling, like a therapist. So she's going to go in, she's going to sit down on the couch and start talking. Yep. And the counselor is going to be the most, I am not putting up with the BS kind of person. We've all seen office workers and people like that. And that's who I had in my head. But I knew that scene was going to happen. Now, I didn't know anything about after that. So Williams as a character was just supposed to be a foil for Marcia. Marcia's bubbly and goofy and fun. And so Williams had to be straightforward and, and stern and like the opposite. So that way they collide and it's funny. But I had no other plans for her as a character. Then, further in the book, I need her for something. Marcia's going to start a club. She needs a sponsor, because that was a DSA thing. And that makes other schools have done that. I was like, well, she needs a sponsor. Williams. Boom, there we go. And so now I had to figure out a reason. How do I take these two characters who typically don't have anything in common? In fact, that's part of the fun, is that they bang heads all the time. And throw them together. So that was a puzzle piece that I didn't know where it was going to go, but I had I'm going to put it to the side and hang on to that because she was a really interesting character. If I find a place where I can put her, boom, there we go.